What just happened, Michael?
Nothing.
Markiplier?
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
And that's it. That's the intro.
Yeah.
Greetings all around this world, and welcome back to episode 2. Well, no, this is episode 43 of the Side Quest podcast, but this is part 2 of our Improv D&D 2025 recap reflection.
Yes.
I made sure that we're getting this done. I didn't want to post this in like February. We're already 2 months in. And it's like, hey, let's still talk about 2025.
Yeah.
So we're getting it done. I promise. This was getting out. It's been a little bit in the real world since we did part 1, but let's do a little bit of a recap of last time on Side Quest podcast. Also, we're all here again. All 5 of us are here.
Yes.
So I know you can't see us, but we're here. Maybe I'll take a
You
picture.
can feel our spirit.
Yes.
And also with you.
So we started the podcast of part 1. We went through each of the conventions for 2025 that we attended, and we we gave our thoughts on the convention itself, how Improv D&D went, and it was things that we learned about. So again, covering the conventions in order should be Anime Milwaukee, C2E2, Anime Central, WeebCon, Anime 414, Fan Expo Chicago, and then Colossal Con North.
I completely forgot where we left off.
No, we
we
ran
finished
through
all of
them.
them. We did-
Yeah,
we
no,
finished
we did
that.
all that.
Oh,
now we're basically on to the second part that
Yes.
we didn't quite get
the
to.
end of the year questions.
Yeah, so now this is more for us to kind of have more, just a little bit deeper conversation and discuss and to kind of talk about it, talk about the future. This is what were the questions that fans submitted to us.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the more interesting part now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the more interesting
This
part.
is what you've been waiting for.
Yeah, if you are a person that goes to cons and you never know what to do, or you are curious about the behind the scenes, that's what part 1 is. But part 2, this is the deep conversation. So there's, we'll see where this goes and what happens.
With our, 4+ years experience of going to conventions
I think
and
it's
doing
four.
this?
At 5, we're at 5.
4?
No, actually, I think it's 5 or 6.
It's at
Because
least 5.5.
It might be
At
6 or
least
7.
7.
Okay, there it is.
6 or 7.
Kill him. Kill that man. Because our first ever show was in 2018.
Yes.
And it's 2026.
Correct, but the COVID thing kind of threw a wrench
I didn't
in there
ask
for-
about COVID.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
It subtracts a year from
Yeah.
it. But yes, so yeah, we're in that.
yeah,
We're at that. I think 6 years is the safe number
Yeah.
that we're saying.
Are you saying that COVID was a leap year
Yeah,
yeah, basically.
for everyone?
Excluding like the 2 COVID years, yeah, 6.
yeah.
But
Well, because
like-
we did something in 2020 because we did, since Anime Milwaukee happened in February 2020 and the world shut down in like March. So we did it like they had Anime Milwaukee and then everything happened.
Okay.
Okay, but let's get into it.
Yes.
So, questions that we're starting off with is talking about our favorite con of the year. So this is overall con experience, just maybe even best improv show. Or we can answer all of these. Things that were maybe the similar, different. Again, we kind of talked about this, talking about all the other cons for last one, then in part 1, but just to kind of either recap it, and I don't think we really like said what was our favorite. But
No, I don't think so.
Start just the general question. What was everyone's favorite con of 2025? You can think about it as an overall con experience if you want. You can have a favorite for just con. You can have a favorite for improv.
Sure.
It might be easier to look at it that way.
I will say for overall con experience, both balancing what we did with the panel and just going for the sake of going for the convention, I will say ASEN is probably top tier for me.
Sure.
Because they had a good flow to the convention hall. Everything was evenly spaced out. It didn't feel too compact. They used the entire center to its fullest. They were very nice with us. They were very open and communicative with us when we were acting as panelists. They got us as much as they could for what we asked.
Yeah. Minus the one hiccup of the badges, but that was my fault technically.
Of course. And I mean, the panel itself was as good as it always is at ASEN or at anime conventions in general, where it's a lot of good energy, a lot of hype. People are actually active and want to be there.
Sure.
which is always good.
And just for clarification for everyone, just as a little attendance, all of us have been to all of them except Matthew. Matthew, the ones he didn't attend were Anime Central and ColossalCon.
Yes.
But you were at all the other ones. I missed two. Yeah, you missed two. Because we're all at AMKey. We all came to C2E2 this year.
And WeebCon was for your birthday.
Yeah, WeebCon was your birthday. Okay. We were all at Anime 414. We're always at Fan Expo. And ColossalCon was the other one you missed.
A near perfect attendance. So we're going to have to give you a B+. Sorry.
B+. How's that sound? But at least in a personal capacity, not necessarily related to the show, but just me, I'd probably have to say WeebCon just because of all the cool shit that we got to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So that one's going to be a favorite for me just for like that.
Just overall, general,
Just
both, everything, because of everything.
Because like, I mean, like for the convention itself, it was a first year con, so it wasn't very large. So like, it's not like, it's not what I would necessarily have called con of the year, but like in terms of how much I personally enjoyed going there, doing it, everything.
Yeah.
With that, it was awesome.
Yeah, such a lot of core memories that we got from that.
Yeah.
Dan?
I was gonna let Michael finish, but
No, I'm
Screw you, Michael.
I'm racking my head, so go ahead.
I think for me, if I really sit and think overall experience wise, it probably has to be Anime Milwaukee. And it has nothing to do with the show or anything like that.
Or
Because
that we're very involved this coming year, so we have to speak of them high.
Yes.
no,
but
Can we just
actually,
edit it out
AMK's
so that all of ours is just Anime Milwaukee?
AMK's always like in like it's either
AMKey never has anything wrong.
No,
I think
never. I never have a bad experience at AMKey.
I'm comfortable at AMKey and I enjoy it. Just I end up enjoying myself more. Colossal Con could have, like, for me, I'm looking for comfort. So like Colossal Con could have gotten there if the Rave and the Wave wasn't absolute dog crap.
Yeah, unfortunately that does. Yeah.
If that was actually a lot of fun and it was awesome and the wave pool was doing the actual wave pool stuff and it wasn't sardines packed, that probably would have been close because Colossal Con was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Colossal Con was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
So the big thing for me is that Anime Milwaukee was just very comfortable. We went there, we had a lot of fun, and I don't remember ever being like, ugh. You know, just like sometimes it's like you go to like C2E2 and you go there and all there is to just look around and buy stuff. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot of activities to do.
Correct.
And it's really weird because we're an activity to go off and do.
Correct.
But there's not a lot of other like shows and activities. They have them, but then it's like that
They're
it's just
tucked
like
away.
yeah, they're
it's
tucked
not
away
really
or
mainline
it's a
advertised.
concert. And I don't mind going to the concerts if I know who they are or if they're kind of like themed.
Sure.
But I don't always know who they are, and so I don't really care. And the other thing is like I like to go to the raves with Michael. But
Sorry, Jared.
Jared doesn't always go.
He
Yeah,
doesn't.
I
no,
think-
he's fair on that front. Don't worry.
Jared doesn't always go. But I mean Jared too. But the point is that I like to go to the raves, and when we go to the raves, sometimes the music is just awful.
Yeah.
It's not themed at all.
It's
and
not.
it's
No,
like,
and
what's
there's
the
even
point?
the times that I've gone with you guys too. I'm like,
It's awful.
It's like, okay,
It's a coin
This-
flip.
yeah.
And if a lot of them change up DJs multiple times,
Correct.
and you'll get one DJ that's like fucking killing it, and then it's just dead.
Yeah. So and that was something where like I went with Michael and like the DJ was really good, and then they switched at 1 a.m. and the DJ was awful. Then they switched again at 2 a.m. and the DJ was like good again, good-ish, not as good as the first one, but still good. And then like 2:45 or 3 o'clock, they switched again, and it was like, oh, or whatever the times are. And then it was like, oh, this is awful again.
yeah. I remember there was
We were just like, let's just
there was one con. It might not have been last year. It might have been the year before where you guys came back like early.
Yeah.
Because it was just
Yeah.
so bad.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still up and you guys are coming back. What's going on?
It was just so bad.
It was that rave. It was slightly better than the rave at the Wave.
Okay.
Where it was just like,
Not a high bar to cross.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just disappointing to say the least.
and it's like, I don't know. I'm like, you guys, they could only do so much because of copyright and stuff, but I can imagine. But like, it was just awful. But Anime Milwaukee is usually not bad.
No, yeah. It's
In
always
any way. And
solid.
so some of the things that I enjoy also about Anime Milwaukee is me and Michael were just walking past
Go on.
and these girls were like, "Hey, you want to smoke with us?"
yeah, you guys, you
And
guys want
then we're like,
devil's
"What?
grass?"
A cigarette? No, not at all." And it's so funny to me because it's illegal here. And they're like, just like randomly, they saw Michael.
And you're like, ma'am, I'm a police officer.
Well, because
Pulls out like a sticker badge.
If I'm not mistaken, I was wearing the Austin getup at
Yeah,
that time.
for sure.
And so they probably
he had
were
the
like,
mojo.
they
Yes.
probably were like, this dude would definitely buy it.
This dude fucks.
and I was like, nah, sorry to disappoint. No.
Yeah, no, they were down to do whatever, and they were disappointed you weren't.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's a bit of false advertising, I'm afraid.
Super funny, but no. Main thing is definitely comfort, and
Yeah, for sure.
and I think I'm just always more comfortable in our hometown.
Yeah. What about you, Matthew?
yeah, Matthew.
What was your favorite?
For me, conventions are conventions.
Sure.
A lot of them bleed together, so I'm going to base it mostly on how our show did.
Oh, sure.
And you guys say Anime Central, you guys usually have a big crowd and stuff, but don't go to Anime Central,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I'd have to say C2E2 because for me, that was the biggest crowd that I
Dude,
saw.
yeah, C2E2 was nuts.
Yeah, and it pales in comparison to the Anime Central crowd looking at this analytic chart. So it's just... I really should go to
I
Anime
mean,
Central.
but it's the one that you personally
yeah.
experienced. It is what it is.
I know. I said...
Yeah, he says it pales in comparison.
Yeah. Well, and C2E2, especially this year, it was, in my opinion, it was a great turnout.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, we overperformed.
and it was a fun show.
way.
And keep in mind, that's only one show, whereas everything else is two shows usually.
That is true. Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't. I mean, sometimes, dude, that's also why I like C2E2 is because we only do one show and we still get everything out of it. Robin's Nurse Supplies there. That's always kind of fun too.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. But it
Use
makes
code
a good
Quest
point.
Bros.
Yeah, use code Quest Bros.
Oh,
10% off.
why C2E2 though?
Well, he's looking
Well,
at it
it's
from
the-
the lens of what performed best because
Yeah.
the shows to him are the most memorable part.
So,
Yeah, I get that,
and
but
was just
like-
the largest crowd I've seen.
And
at
it
a show,
honestly,
'cause
it
we
was-
had people sitting.
it was one
on
of
the
our
floor
most-
because we ran out of seating. I remember standing behind the camera
Yeah.
and I'm looking over. I'm like, oh, all the tables are full, and then people keep filing in and they start just on their own crisscross applesauce.
It's like,
from
oh shit,
the
we still have
tables.
15
It- it
minutes.
I'm
was-
like, whoa, what's
It
this?
was probably one of the most unique and memorable shows of the year.
It is It is definitely up there. But it is interesting to see that like that show specifically for the several years we've done this probably is only like number 5 in terms of the biggest shows we've done. Because there was that one year at Anime Milwaukee, there was that one year at Fan Expo, the second year at Fan Expo, and then now Anime Central is up in the top 5s as well. So actually, that's probably number 6 in terms of show size.
Yeah, or if anything, it's tying for 5th or something like that.
Correct, which is kind of crazy to think about, actually.
But Anthony, did you say yours?
No, I did. I was kind of thinking out loud through it while because everyone makes great points too. I mean, I'll just to start the process of elimination. Sorry, Anime 414, it wasn't that great. Fan Expo Chicago, it's been good in the past, but this year was not it. Colossal Con North, I had a lot of fun, but it was our first time. I was still just kind of figuring it out. But it is between Anime Milwaukee, C2E2, and ASEN. I'm leaning towards ASEN because of the size of the crowd. I had a great time, especially because we did that. Excuse me. We did the little mini just talking before everything, and that really warmed my heart because people were asking questions about us. They knew about us and they wanted to know who we were more. And it was just like, wow, okay. And there's maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome where it's like these people are just here to see a show. Like they don't know who we are. They're not followers of us. But then it's like knowing, oh, we have followers.
It's some crazy shit.
That community that we strive to build is coming alive, and I'm seeing it in person.
Yeah.
Well, and to add to that point is ASEN was the first time we kind of had a little get together after a show at the Fountain.
Yeah, that's true,
and
too.
we're like just talking up a bunch of fans. And that was something very unique that I've never done before. And that was actually a lot of fun for me too.
Yeah, it's just talking with people in any way. Sometimes, honestly, that's my favorite part is the before the show and the after of the show. Just being able to sit with people and just like have a conversation. They tell me, it might have been ASEN. I think it was ASEN this year. This is when you guys were like talking to someone about DMing tips, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So there was one guy who came up to me and he was just like wanting to have a conversation. He's like, hey, what's like your top 5 favorite video games? And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about this. And we went back and forth and like exchanged our lists and just talked about it. And he had such a great time. And I think he created such a core memory for him that he wanted to extend that memory and that experience for just so much longer. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and that personal touch honestly really does sell it because I've been in that position.
Sure.
So it's like, and it really does like put a capstone on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also because Anime Central helped us then get that connection with WeebCon, which then just like having someone scout us out was just
dude.
just like, again, the SpongeBob floating meme that I love to use.
I kind of
cannot wait for them to invite us to Texas.
I hope if you're listening, WeebCon,
Please,
we're waiting.
we want to go to Texas.
Now that you said something though,
Yeah.
it's starting to remind me of some of the extra stuff we've done after the fact. So, during the past years, sometimes I get some old heads coming up and we talk about old D&D
Yep.
and they're shocked to hear like, oh no, I've played every edition. And they're like, wow. They come up thinking I'm only going to know 5th edition. And I go, yeah, that's not even my favorite edition. And then they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, my favorite is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, first and 2nd edition. And they're like, oh, amazing.
Oh, look, a knower.
A knower. Yeah, exactly. And then
He's not a fake fan.
exactly.
What?
Well, and then they hear that and they're like, oh, that's so cool, blah, blah. So I have all those conversations of D&D after the fact. But the other thing that I thought was actually insane that you reminded me just now was all the fans that came up after shows to take pictures with us.
Yeah.
As a group, individually, just us, us four, all the whole Quest Bros, the whole cast and the Quest, like the whole improv cast and the Quest Bros. I just like a lot of fans are coming up more and more to be like, let's take photos and pictures and stuff.
Crazy.
And I love when people just see us as we're walking by. It's like, it's the Quest Bros. Or they're just like, hey, I had a great time at the show. Or they say the inside joke from the show. That's always my favorite part. Like my favorite part isn't even the show. It's everything that happens because of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I know what we've talked about on many podcasts, and I'm going to bring it up again, but when you guys went to the Ren Fair and the person recognized you, and then when I went to, I've got 2 stories then. So one that I think I've shared before, when I was at Madison Comic Expo, and I'm walking around. None of you were there. It's just me and my girlfriend, and we're walking, and someone runs into me, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're with the Quest Bros. You do Improv D&D." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do." Yeah. They're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they asked to take a photo with me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, exactly.
And then the second, which I don't know if I've ever said this on a recording, but this is the one that really awoke in me, and I was like, I was starstruck for myself, I guess, where I went to the 20-Sided Tavern in Chicago, which again,
you have told us this one.
Dungeons and Dragons and Chicago, and we do a lot of that stuff in Chicago.
We do both of those things, yes.
Yeah, so like the odds of there being overlap it's a lot higher than it would be anywhere else. But I'm now in line to get merch. And I got out of line and I walked up a little bit just so I could see the little table that had the prices. And somebody goes, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh crap, someone's gonna be like, hey, don't cut in line." And so I turn around, I'm like, "Sorry," and he's like, "Hey, no, I saw you at Fan Expo. You're the Improv D&D Quest Pro. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's me. Yeah, hi. Thanks for saying something. Nice to see you. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. And enjoy the rest of the show. And I'm like, I'm just here to see a show myself. And then I put something in the Discord being like, hey, somebody recognized me. And someone messages back. They're like, I'm here too. So now the show is over and I'm in the lobby. My girlfriend and my other friends are in the bathroom. Again, none of the other Quest Bros are there. It's literally, I'm just now in the lobby by myself. And some girl comes running up to me. She's like, Anthony? And I'm like, she's like, it's me. I saw you do Improv D&D. And I was like, oh, hi. And it's moments like that are literally my favorite that I love so much.
I was gonna say, if you recognize us, don't feel shy. Please come say hi. We are like we live for that shit.
We live
I
for
do.
it. I'm gonna look like a deer in the headlights, like when it happens to me. But I'm gonna live for it.
Yeah, funny enough, and Michael always laughs at me, but like Jared gets deer in headlights. I'm actually really shy outside the show. So I actually end up like hiding behind Anthony.
Oh my God.
And Michael always is like, you're on the stage, you do all this stuff. How are you shy about it? It's just when it comes to talking one-on-one with someone, and it's like, it's just anyone. It takes a while for me to warm up to someone like that when it starts to become personal talk. I mean, even level 21. It took me probably after like a year of us hanging around and talking and seeing them multiple times before I even warmed up slightly to them.
So yeah, Dan is not parasocial.
No, he's a pair of D's nuts.
No, but now that's why I'm curious. Now,
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to keep going.
We're gonna gloss over that one.
Anime Milwaukee, like I'll tell people after are on the main stage being like, hey, come say hi to us. Like we'd love to like hear from you guys while we're just walking around. And I'm curious, is that going to bite us in the ass? Because I know that did kind of with you, Dan, at Anime Central, when you're trying to buy a game and you had
yeah, I mean, obviously you still gotta practice some common sense. I mean, okay,
No.
let me head that off,
amazing though, because I gotta say this story.
Let him lead it.
Okay.
Let him cook.
If we're in the bathroom taking a piss, don't come up and start talking to us.
Don't
while
rooster teeth us.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
don't
you need
rooster
a hand
teeth
there?
us. Don't wait for us
Pissing all by
outside the
yourself,
bathroom
handsome?
or
Pissing
something.
all by yourself.
Or like, yeah, pissing all by yourself, handsome. I was like, no, don't do that. Please don't.
Yes.
Like,
but
exercise some common sense.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead, Dan.
It was so funny because I'm at Anime Central and it's the day after we did our show. So
Our first show.
our first show. So everyone that was at that
flex.
show that's doing the whole weekend thing recognizes us, and especially me and Anthony because we're on stage, but they definitely recognized me. And I had stepped away from the group to buy a game, some Grand Blue adventure game. And like several people came up to me and they're like, oh my God, it's the DM. Oh my God, your show was so great, blah, blah. While I'm talking to the guy who's trying to sell me this game because I was interested in it. And he's looking at me like, who the fuck am I talking to right now? Like, and he's like,
you were wearing the sign.
He's like,
too.
yeah, I know
So
you.
it was almost like a magnet drawing people, and so I had to come in. I'm like, give me the sign.
So
We literally had to
took-
rescue the sign.
Anthony took the sign to keep walking around, and another guy came up to me, and Anthony hadn't gone away far enough yet. And he like turned and saw Anthony. He was like, "Oh my God, the whole Gress Bros is here!"
And I think that was who's becoming almost one of our friends now, Simon, who was he was the clown at ClassicCon. He was the wizard at ASEN. I had to pull him. He was dressed as Wario. Sorry if anyone's like, "What is Anthony eating?" I've got a cough drop. So I had to pull him to the side. I was like, "Hey, he's trying to buy something. Come talk to us."
Yeah,
There's more than just one of us.
And so now this is like the second or third person that's come up, and they're like, "Oh my God, Quest Bro," and they're like, "You're the DM. You're the DM.
You're the guy.
You're the guy." And the guy is like, "Okay, who the fuck is this guy?" and that happened like 2 or 3 more times during that interaction. The guy's
hilarious.
literally trying to
He's
teach
so
me the game, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is like the other tactic game."
you're the DM,
Oh my
you're
God, you're
Quest
the.
Bro.
I'm like, "Hi guys, thank you."
I like to hope that you actually got him like a few sales just by being there. Like I hope for his sake. Because that would just be like that would be so terrible.
I will say I ended up buying the game with someone next to me, and I got us both a deal. The person next to me came up because he recognized me. So that did happen.
Yay.
And he came up to
Thank
say
God.
hi, but then he saw that I was interested in this game, and then he got interested in the game, and then we both ended up buying everything they had of the game.
Remember our first C2E2? We go to the Robin's Nerd Supply booth, and to the side, there's a guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, like I heard about you guys through
Yes.
Quest Bros.
He's talking to Robin's Nerd Supplies.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, I heard about you guys through Quest Bros.
Do you know them?
And then he
And
looks
then he looks and he's like, there they are.
right there.
I think it happened. We all look at each other and then we all simultaneously turn to him like, hi.
We manifested it. This guy is like.
But it just helps suffice to Robin's Nerd Supplies. I'm like, hey, it's this sponsorship is working.
Gestures to this random man like, hey.
because
It seemed like it was like a paid interaction.
yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
he talking? He was talking right to Kelsey.
No, we were talking to Kelsey. He was talking to one of the other salespersons.
Yeah. He was just talking to one.
Yeah,
of,
and he was the person was just doing not sales pitch, but they're like, "Oh, hey, how's your con going?" And he was like, "Oh, good. I heard about you guys through the Quest Bros." And then we all
it
heard
was
that.
so crazy.
And
We
Kelsey.
all look over at the exact same
Yes.
time,
And that's why, because
he
I'm like, we're
sees
talking to
us.
the owner of Robin's Nerds, and I'm like,
my brain only
they're like, we
remembers
all
Kelsey
are
being
aware that
there.
this is happening and that this is a good partnership, right?
That would have been the perfect time for him to just look at the non-existent camera and say, use code QuestBros for 10% off.
No, that is also really funny.
Yeah.
Just like someone being like, "Hey, yeah, no, I heard you guys through this other group, and I love their show and blah blah blah." Whoa! Oh, they're right there. That's so weird. It's super funny.
Sure. So I mean, while we went off a little bit, those are also our favorite memories from con stuff. So again, come talk to us, come say hi, come take a photo with us.
Yeah.
If you want us to sign something, I'll sign something. Who cares? I'm not going to charge you for it.
No.
Okay, but let's move on to the next part. Did you have a favorite inside joke of the year?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it, but I'm
okay
not.
if you don't
I'm not
remember.
gonna-
Man,
I'm
we
not
skipped
gonna.
over the best improv D&D show.
Dan, say his name.
Shut up.
I just want to answer this question, and then we can cycle
Yes.
back to the previous one if need be. Inside job.
Mothra was an inside job.
Mothra was an inside job. What was the one?
Momthra.
Momthra. What was the one that had Jesus Christ
Oh,
literally?
Jesus died so we could sin.
Yes. That one was my favorite.
It was such a banger show.
It was so funny. That wasn't the one where we had 7 was a different one.
That was
was
the
last
year
year.
before.
year before, gotcha. But
Yeah.
still,
Yeah, it's starting to blur
Jesus
together.
died so we could sin was probably my
Amazing.
favorite because
I mean,
Jesus
this is kind of best improv show, I guess.
It was
in a
honestly
way.
so
This
funny.
is kind of what we're talking
this
about.
is also kind of correlates with the best improv show
because
in
that
our
also
opinion.
that also
That
had
show was
Arthur
really
Morgan
funny.
in it, right? And
Yes.
he did the whole
Oh my
impression
God,
the
yeah, he
entire
did such a good
time.
job with the impression.
I kind of liked the opposite day.
I was gonna say opposite day too.
Opposite Day
I
was so
love
good.
how crazy it got.
It was so heady because it just confused people. It's like, where
was
are
la-
we right now?
I
Are
will-
we opposite or normal?
It's like
I
when we
will
play
say-
Tycoon.
yes.
Yeah, I will say, it definitely gave me
Matt.
a fucking headache.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
watching Dan suffer was the best part of that show. He
But-
was
but no, but the-
literally,
you know, the
he
best-
hurt himself in his confusion.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
best part about that is that what you displayed, everyone was already feeling. So you were just like when you play a video game and the main character,
Yeah, it's
it's like
very
it helps you
relatable.
to relate and
Yes,
be
correct.
that
Yes.
person. You were
Because we
that.
all felt that way watching.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you were doing what we were all thinking.
I was
so it worked.
having a small panic attack because I'm like, I'm freaking out, man. What's going on?
Well, I had then a couple of them while in the middle of the show came up to me as I'm standing on the sideline and they're like, "This is your fault," and I was like, "Why is this now my fault?"
I was gonna be like, just remember, it's your fault.
Yes.
You weren't there, so
Pointing at
let me finish.
Let me explain.
What happened was Anthony picked someone from the crowd. And that person, he didn't pick them at all. That none of this is true. But Anthony picked this person specifically. So
We're
it's
just
all
choosing
his
Anthony.
fault. And this person specifically's power was opposite day.
But now, if you cast opposite day, it's now opposite day.
It's now opposite day.
But now, if I try to cast opposite day again to cancel opposite day, and I succeed,
does it cancel it?
Because
Or
it's
does
opposite day
It's
still.
opposite day. So you tried to cancel opposite day. So now the cancel
and I rolled,
just
I
enables-
rolled an 18.
Correct. But so now, he rolled an 18. But what's the opposite of 18? It's 2 on the die or 3 on the die.
yeah.
It's 3 on the die.
Yeah, so you see the problem, Matthew.
I'm already having a panic attack.
So
now you
whatever
have to
they rolled was opposite, and then whatever they tried to do was opposite. So if their roll was opposite and they failed, now they failed whatever they tried to do, but I had to flip whatever they were trying to do and then fail
Yep.
whatever they were trying to do.
Now do that 6 or 7 times, and it just kept getting worse.
Yes. Now do that for every single player.
Yeah,
twice.
because then it was opposite day, so then you had to keep going.
and we had 5 players because we introduced the
was-
thief.
yeah, that was
Yes.
the practice of the thief.
Yes.
Every no, yeah, I
Total
figured you would
chaos.
like that.
Total chaos.
No, that was.
wasn't sure if you had
it
more
was
to
a lot
say.
of fun.
It was fun,
It
yeah.
was interesting. It was a mind twister. And it was good reactions overall. I kind of like that one.
Matthew, what was your favorite? What was your favorite improv?
He already said it.
Yeah, I already said it.
Oh, the
C2E2.
But Dan hasn't said it yet.
Say his name.
Yeah.
No. Anyways,
To speak into the void, Kelly,
Hello, Void.
my girlfriend is here in the corner.
Guest star.
Did you have a favorite improv show? Do you not want to speak?
Oh, that's
No,
okay.
I'm not. It's not that. I don't remember them.
Oh.
You don't
I only
remember
go
them?
to 2 a year. I only go to 2 a year.
Yeah, you only go to Fan Expo and Anime Milwaukee.
Yeah, and it's also kind of tough to think about it off the top of your head.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's all right.
It's okay. Gotta at least put you on the spot at least once.
We will do it again later.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's okay. I look forward to it.
So we kind of
favorite inside joke.
favorite inside jokes. They kind of are also like our favorite shows too.
Yeah.
the shows that come the improv joke. I think that's honestly what makes a good show. If it has a inside joke or it has a moment that then takes over the entire show, that's what makes it memorable and that's what makes it funny. And that's what makes it great. Like Anime Milwaukee, the shows were great, but I don't remember them because there wasn't any moment like that.
I mean, the fact that we made
Same
an
with
emoji for our Discord based around Momthra hitting
Exactly.
the Twin Towers.
I'm
Yes.
gonna do one better. Oh
my God, it was so funny.
I think my favorite inside jokes are the ones that sort of transcend the show and become kind of a community thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna say my favorite thus far is probably 7.
7, yeah.
Seven.
Oh, in general, yes.
In
overall,
general. Overall.
always 7.
No
Yeah.
6, just 7.
Or maybe just like, and it's kind of more of a
be
D&D
done.
inside joke, but it's the party versus the DM, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if there's a villain, it's like, okay, now everyone's fighting me. And that's also, those are always a lot of fun too.
It's one of the classic forms of literary conflicts, man versus God.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, let's get into I think the next part. Does anyone else have any other points from 1 and 2?
No.
All right. So
It's crazy because I'm reading your like sub bullet points and it's like, where did it start? Anime Central, who or what caused it?
Who or what?
It was last year when 3 people rolled like 7 to roll off or something.
yeah,
or-
for the
Yes.
villain.
for the villain, and I just let them all come on the stage, and then there were 7 people on stage. It was like our 7th show.
It was our 7th
Yes.
show of the year.
Yeah,
7
it was
people on
like
stages.
too
yeah.
many
It was
things.
blessed and cursed. It
Yeah.
was a blurst.
Awful.
And everyone kept rolling 7, so 7th became the second critical success.
Yes.
And then did it carry to other shows? I think it's one of the only things that's carried to another show successfully.
Is 7, yeah.
Because like 7 is so easy to get behind and understand why it's a thing versus like some of the other things where they're very specific to one of the characters.
I hear like Jonathan every now and then will come
Yeah,
up.
Jonathan's, you know, that's hard to carry over as an inside joke because it's like, okay,
Well, and I think-
that's a character specific thing.
And I think that part of it too is because Anime Central crowds were always so big, so there's so many more people that it can get carried through, so it's easier. But like Jonathan and the Toconuts and all those ones,
Yeah.
like those crowds weren't as large. They were good size, but Anime Central almost triple, quadruples that. So you just have a lot more people that go to a lot more that then that joke can carry through.
And
So
not
I will ask, or like we will hear it. If you come to Anime Milwaukee, you will hear 7 be mentioned at some point during the show. Like just from the audience,
Anime
not even from
Central.
us. Sorry, Anime
Central.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Central.
Central.
No. I'm talking about like even just being at Anime Milwaukee, being at a completely different convention. So you will somebody in the crowd
Gotcha.
will bring up 7.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
also say,
I get what you're saying.
Another thing that also helps with the sort of spread of the joke is the fact that the crowd interacts so well, especially with Anime Milwaukee and ASEN, because I think we've had this discussion before. I'm sure we've mentioned it in the previous podcast or podcasts. Anime fans go fucking nuts when it comes to these things. They just
do.
Oh yeah.
They just lose their inhibitions. They just feel the rain on their skin, and they just let loose. It's great.
No,
I'm
I mean,
glad
it's
Kelly understood the reference I was making. Thank you.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Kelly was the only one who
I want
acted.
to feel special.
But
She
no,
was the one mouthing along the words.
and it's very true because it's like the anime crowds are much more vibrant and energetic, and then it's the comic crowds, the comic cons and stuff. Then it's them. And funny enough, the crowds that are the least like interactive are the gaming related
gaming,
crowds,
Yeah.
which is absurd. It's like
My brother in Christ, that's why you're here.
that's why you're here. Have fun.
All right.
Psychology is interesting.
So now let's move on
Foreshadowing
to
is a literary
future
device.
cons to all right. They're talking about a little bit more about the future.
Shall I pull up the list?
Sure, yeah, pull up that list.
So,
Jamie, pull up that list.
Michael and I have compiled a list of potential cons that we want to go to.
Yeah, so we've discussed
For the group.
Do we want to do bigger cons? Do we want to stay around and do some smaller regional ones? And I'll speak already onto the smaller regional ones. So there is one in Milwaukee called the Midwest Gaming Convention, Midwest Gaming.
Yes.
And we tried to do something with them, but the crowd that it is and it doesn't do panels really or like performances like that. So while we tried to do something with them, it just ended up not being something for us. There was also, I thought there was another one. It was GalaxyCon that would have been in like December, but that convention just got canceled. That wasn't anything because of us. That was stuff on their end. But Jared, if you want to go through the list that we have, we'll take it one by one though.
So Michael did a hard carry on finding a lot of these statistics. I just went through and found points of contact and just made it all nice and neat. So first one, we have Fan Expo Dallas.
Yeah. So expanding the Fan Expo brand, and if anything too, maybe what we should look as the person who is in charge of Chicago. They're also in charge of a secondary con too. Maybe whatever one, the secondary one they go to. So that way it's at least the same people. They already know who we are.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was Dallas or if it's Louisiana or whatever.
I'd have to look more specifically
Yeah.
into it.
But staying with the Fan Expo, I mean, it makes sense. We'd like to.
Absolutely. And hopefully, because they do have one in Canada, it'd be cool to reach out there.
Sure.
But next one, Anime Expo, which is in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I don't think it's I don't think it's realistic for us at this point. It is the biggest anime convention in America.
Yes.
And what is the average attendance?
100,000.
100, yeah. And we're doing like 20,000, 30,000.
I
think 50,000 is C2E2.
Do you
and
think
that's
you
the
could
biggest.
perform in front of an
Yes.
average? Okay.
Well, see, but that's also, even if we could,
Yeah, the amount of
are they going to even put us in a spot for that? And that's the thing. It's
Well-
it's going to be a lot of money and a lot of
Here's the
fighting to be just on a smaller stage.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's
There's-
here's kind of the deal with the larger cons that are out of state. Sorry to interrupt.
you better be.
If they're not going to put us on a large stage, because the only way we'll be there is if they can comp like
Something.
basically us going there,
Yeah.
our trip and our stay. If they can't comp us at least that, we have no reason to go, so we won't.
Yes.
So if they do comp us that,
Yeah,
it's
then at that
not.
point, I'll
I
do
mean,
anything.
we will just tell them outright that like, hey, it's not really worth it for you to bring us unless you give us a large room. If you can't fit us, no problem. Maybe consider it for next year. But like, I don't see a point in us going and doing a room of like 150 people, and then like if they want to do us for that like small
Yeah,
room,
if they
and
wanna
still
pay for
all
everything,
that, great, sure, whatever. But I
That's
just
technically
don't
what happened
see
for WeebCon.
but I don't really see that happening generally.
Not
So that's
yet
kind of one of
anyways.
those things where like I think we should encourage them to put us in a larger room because we're asking for that.
Yes.
Here's the thing is that I think we could, and it's realistic. I don't know if we're there yet, but the main thing that makes me think about stuff like that is the fact that Robin's Nerd Supply is not located anywhere near us. They're located on the west side.
Yeah, they're like Colorado.
Colorado.
That mountain time, central,
And
whatever.
they had people coming up to them like, hey, the Quest Bros.
Yeah.
in Colorado.
So if you guys want us at Anime Expo, contact your local conventions now.
Yeah, honestly, like please let conventions know
Yeah.
that
Right.
you want
I was
us.
gonna say, if you know somebody who is like part of these conventions and there's a specific one you think we'd be good for to go and do, by all means mention it to somebody you know there, or just reach out to them in general, even
And,
if you don't.
Yeah, like every convention has like a spot on their website where it's like
Correct.
submit like
You can-
people
you
like
can
guests you
suggest
want to see.
things.
Like suggest
Absolutely.
us, please. Like, and if they ask us and we can make it work, then yeah.
Sorry, I thought Matt had something important to say, but instead it was a D's nuts joke because he saw one of the other conventions.
But just to kind of like summarize like the two questions of like, okay, bigger national cons versus smaller regional cons. Yeah, I don't think it's really an issue of is there too big or too small of a con for us to do? I think it's just more so of like, is juice worth squeeze?
Yeah. So
Yes.
I guess what the question is, what makes it worth it?
Well, since we had an experience of both the upsides of being taken basically cross country and having everything paid for a quote unquote like bigger con versus a smaller regional convention, I would say so long as we have our own room, that is the minimum that we would need.
As
to-
in like a panel room.
Yes, a panel room, because we saw what happened
yeah.
with Anime 414 where we couldn't get a room
Because they didn't have that.
because they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So that would probably be
Yeah, I suppose there are bare minimums.
yes.
Like, and also kind of with Expo Chicago, where we had a room that only seated like 20 something people. Like, there is such a thing as too little,
Yes.
but it's very rare that we get that kind of reception from a convention. That like, it's generally not something we focus on, because most of the time when they schedule us, they know well in advance.
Yeah.
Because of what we submit to them, that hey, we're
Exactly.
a multi,
Yes.
we're like a couple hundred people
Yeah,
show.
because in the panel applications, they ask, what is your general size? And because for Anime 414, we didn't have that process. So that was, again, a reason for that.
Yes.
At Fan
Wow.
Expo, we did have that process, and they still put us in a small room. But I
Well-
mean, things were fixed then, at least for the
Yes.
next day. I think that Friday one was really a hiccup.
Fan Expo that year was
It was an interesting year. We'll just keep it at that.
yes.
yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
That's a nice way of putting it. I was going to say something completely crass.
Yeah, but so, I mean, like, we kind of talked on it a little bit, but do people want to do more larger scale cons? Are we fine? People want to stay regional? Do we want to try and do both? Because eventually we're going to get to a point where we can't do everything.
Correct. And this is kind of why, like, when I say throw out all the hooks as early as we can and see which ones stick, and then go from there. Because it's like, yeah, we can't go to every con.
I mean,
Hey, Michael,
Yeah.
fuck you. Because we'll do that, and then Anthony will be like,
Everyone bid.
everyone said yes.
Well, it's
and then
like
I'll be like, oh, cool. I
Well-
need to do 36 shows this year. Are you nuts?
Well, okay, but there's a
They're
difference.
paying
So
us.
what we've done in the past is we've applied as normal panelists. But what we
Yes.
really need to be doing,
Yes.
for the most part in the future, is reaching out to
As guests.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and that's where I think why we are getting all these yeses is because we're getting we're submitting as a fan panel. We have experience as panelists, and our applications are clean. So it's like, okay, and this is a new experience. Cool, great. There's no reason to say no to it because as a fan panel, the convention does not have to really pay anything besides maybe a couple badges, and that's it. But yeah, now as we are becoming bigger, we need to start submitting things as featured guests or more than just fan panels.
as a bid,
and that's where
For instance,
He says that, and then every single hooks is going to grab because
Well,
we
it's like I
underbid or
say.
something. And they're like, oh, man, if they're pulling these numbers, we want them. And then I have to do 36 shows in 6 months.
Well, I mean, it's like I
I'm
say,
hoping not.
either
I mean, I hope we don't quite have that many. But like, what I mean by that is, okay, so for instance, if you apply to conventions, for reference, if you apply to conventions as a normal panelist, that is you saying that you will come and do whatever you are submitting for if you're approved. If we reach out to the con organizers via like their business emails personally to gauge them out first and see if they're even interested in the show in the first place, that's a different story.
Yes.
Because we still have the ability to say, okay, yeah, sorry, we can't actually.
Yeah, we're basically reaching out being like, hey, let's make a deal.
Yes.
And that's what we're trying
Are
to
you interested?
Yeah.
First of all, is always the opening question, because if we get too many interested things, well, we can say, well, sorry, we can't do this one because X show within the month nearby is also asking. So
And they
then you
bidded
start-
higher.
Yeah.
well,
And now it's a bidding
so,
war.
So it's not always a bad thing to overbook with the idea that you can negotiate a little bit more on that point.
Yeah, because then we can still, like you say, use that as leverage where it's like, hey, yeah,
We-
there was an interest
It's
from
the
Anime Expo that they wanted to have us.
Applying as a normal panelist is where it messes things up.
Yeah.
I think then the question becomes how many?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I feel like the max we should realistically be thinking is like,
Like one a month. Really.
because right, one a month is about as much as we can comfortably do. We can maybe squeeze two if
And we
they're
have,
if they're at the butt end of the month.
Yeah.
Like at the very first of the month and the very end of the month, we can kind of squeeze it in. It's a
Like
little
what's
tight,
happening this year.
like
Yeah.
what's happening this year. But other than that, though, I don't think we can squeeze much more than like 12 because
No.
it's just like it's
Well,
just
then it
too
comes out to
much.
24 if we do 2 shows
Yeah.
per convention.
And but then that's
Well,
the thing too.
and the thing about that, like, I mean, it's one thing to take a weekend to do multiple shows. What I mean is like we physically can't take more than like probably like 10 to 12 full conventions. Now, if we start cutting it down, we only go for a day and
Yeah.
we just leave.
And we do these
It's
local
a
ones
little
daily.
easier.
riddle me this. Anthony, would you ever do a show where we go to Anime Milwaukee, let's say, Friday and Saturday we do our stuff. Not obviously not this year, but let's say Saturday they have a plane ticket at like midnight or whatever for us to go to New York, and then we do a show on Sunday.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
Well, like for these large ass conventions like LA and New York, we'd be crazy not to. We'd be utterly crazy not
Yeah, like
to.
why
Yes.
would I? If it's
'Cause, like,
paid
and-
for,
and that's the other thing. They're more likely
Yeah.
to fly us out if we're not staying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention we only went through like 2 of the conventions on this list, and there's like
honestly, we don't even need to go through the whole.
No.
list.
Yeah, we don't need to go through the whole list
All
because
right.
the principle of what we're talking about applies
Yes.
to all of them.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, start rapid doing it.
Or just
all right,
do it rapid.
San Diego Comic Con.
sure.
Yep.
Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Sure.
PAX West in Seattle.
Sure.
Comic Con New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of these that we'll say no to. Just
then
just keep reading.
There will
The,
be some.
the last 4 are in Minneapolis.
Sure.
Convergence, Collecticon. That one I don't think is panel focused.
Yeah, Collecticon
some of
is-
these ones at the ends I'm not as familiar with.
Big Minneapolis anime, and then Anime Detour. Anime Detour, I feel like we could do.
It is one of the bigger Midwest ones.
It's a bigger Midwest one. The problem is it's in March.
Oh yeah, so not this year.
Yeah.
We can still ask them for next year.
Yeah, March
we've
is
already-
March
there-
is a big oof.
There's
That's like the
so
start of
much-
con season.
Late winter is so stuffed for conventions related to entertainment. It's unreal.
What 2 conventions are in March?
Anime.
And
Oh, you know what?
Milwaukee
I actually
and-
saved this
Yeah.
all to my calendar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Amkey's
oof.
at the beginning of March, and C2E2 is at the end of March.
And
this
guess
year.
what also is at the end of March? Anime Detour.
Cool.
Yeah.
Reach out to Anime Detour. If they pay us, we'll go there instead of C2E2.
Well, and yeah, because I mean that's the thing too.
That's not my
like,
job.
Okay, if you apply to like 24 conventions, maybe only half of them will offer anything substantial in the first place, and the ones we should be going to are the ones that are offering to actually give us
Yeah,
something.
and I guess again we keep kind of vaguely talking about like they'll get us there. I'm like, what does that mean? And Michael had always brought a good point where it's like we need to just break even.
Yes.
and that usually would include like the tickets, of course, to the con, and then the hotel to be there, especially if it is like further away or a multiple day thing. And then if travel can be covered, whether if is money, gas money, or if they're flying us out there, stuff like that. Oh, the travel one, of course, is more lenient and flexible, of course, depending. But what we're always looking for is usually just travel. Well, getting there, but then hotel and the badges.
Well, I mean, and the badges should be a given no matter what show.
Correct.
Yes.
Because it costs them borderline nothing.
It literally costs them nothing to give even the fan
So,
panels.
like, for
badges.
instance, the one snag that I think, which one was it again? It was Anime Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has the badge policy. Absolutely not.
Yeah, like that's probably like the most negative I have for Anime Central.
I think
I thought
that
WeebCon
was,
had the badge problem as well.
No, we've got it.
no. It was, it was just-
Colossal Con
Colossal
had
Con
it.
is what
Yeah.
I'm
Colossal
thinking.
Con also had one.
Yes.
Apologies.
Colossal Con, I could maybe be a little bit more lenient
Because they
for
were
that.
at least able to give us discounts for everyone else.
Yeah, I was gonna say they at least threw us a bone, but for Anime Central, like I remember I was really sour about Anime Central when like on the first day because of the whole badge thing. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like it costs them basically 5 cents per badge, even if it's not 50 cents.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And like we're working and
we're
providing.
we're providing a service basically borderline free of charge.
And the thing too is like we're trying to sell ourselves even more than just doing Improv D&D. Like now that we have this experience hosting and moderating celebrity panels, it's like, hey, cool, we'll do improv. We'll also do more for you, making it worth it for you. Because then that also makes it worth it for us because now we get this cool experience.
This actually just reminds me of how well we were treated at WeebCon.
Yeah,
Because
they were treated really well.
I remember you were talking about it, like you were having this conversation. I forgot their name, and I feel bad about it.
Jay,
thank you. You were having this conversation with Jay, and you were like, you were going in expecting to like have to negotiate or like have to go back and forth and barter, and you're like, okay, we just need the badges, the hotel, and the gas money to get there. And
I gave.
and they were just like, yep, done. And
I gave them
what?
3 options. I was like,
Wait a minute.
here's 3. Here is the bare minimum is that we need at least help getting a hotel and the tickets to the thing. The realistic was pay for the hotel and give us the badges and a little bit of gas money. The shooting for the moon is fly us out there so we don't have to drive 5 hours and then pay for the hotel and give us
Right.
badges. And they're like, all right, well, we'll get you the hotel and the badges and we'll give you gas money. And I'm like,
Done.
done. Great.
Sure.
We'll see you. We'll
Yeah.
We'll
You're
see
like,
you next
I-
weekend.
Yeah, we'll
You're
see you
like,
in
I
2
was
weeks.
expecting this meeting to go longer, and it was done in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Great.
there was no
Good job.
there was no back and forth through it. They're like, done, got it. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
kind of what it needs to be, though.
well, because
That's why I'm hoping for WeebCon Texas, and they do
if they can
basically
do
the exact same thing.
The travel will be the hardest thing to sell.
Oh
for
yes. If they at least give us the gas money.
that. Oh, I'm not.
I'm not driving that.
That's a fly.
Yeah.
No. And here's the thing. I don't think asking for
Train.
asking for any of that is unreasonable. I don't think even asking for the flights are necessary. Now, I will say this: if we take the whole entourage, then it is.
Yeah, and that
we'll
when we start
probably
getting more.
have to. We might not be able to get tickets for everybody.
No, I don't think we can do the high 5. We'd probably have to do a core 4 for
Yeah,
us.
probably. But I think 4 tickets is not unreasonable, especially considering how much I'm personally thinking like we can actually do for Texas. I think it will be more than worth it.
Yeah, but again, and the thing too is like we can always ask, and then they can say no. And if
Yes.
they say no, then we're in no different of a spot.
The worst they can say is no.
Well, and the
Which
other
is
thing
the
too
opposite
is
for
like
dating.
for negotiating things like the travel and the accommodations and whatnot, it's better to start like don't go unreasonable, but always start high. Just give them the high option, see what they say, and then just step down.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
very rarely is somebody going to just shut the door in your face unless you're just totally unreasonable
Yeah.
and you're
And
like, I want $5,000.
Yeah, and I make sure to tell conventions too, where I was like, we are open to discussing this and open to negotiating this. This is not like sold, like it has to
Right.
be this or we're walking. Because I'm like, I'll at least have the conversation with you. Let's go back and forth a little bit. Let's see what you're able to give, because they might have a different deal that I don't even know is an option.
We're not that big yet.
Yeah, right.
Well, right, yeah. You don't have to be like.
But so, I mean, yeah, so that's the future of cons. There's a lot of cons we would like to try, but again, it comes down to time and money. And because, again, we still work day jobs and we still have to do those. And this isn't a full-time thing that we can do yet.
It's becoming more of a question of logistics rather than willingness to actually go and do it.
Time is basically the biggest resource against us and for us.
Yeah. So, and I will say too, there are still some cons that we don't get that stuff from that we still do. Again, being C2E2, Anime Central, Fan Expo, but we're starting to grow those connections and those relationships.
Amkey is finally getting
Yeah,
there.
and now Amkey, we just finally got there. It took us a while, but it's good now.
We finally have enough of a rapport.
Quest Bros is sponsored by.
Robin's Nerd Supplies.
If you're looking for dice trays, bags, or other table accessories,
Robin's Nerd Supplies.
has you covered. Make sure to use our link in the description or use code QuestBros to get 10% off at checkout. It's a great way to support the show and upgrade your game at the same time.
Robin's Nerd Supplies. Don't forget to check out the Quest Bros merch store. If you want to rep Quest Bros at your next session, con, or game night, we've got you covered. Literally. Every purchase helps support the show and future projects. Buy our shirts. Put them on your torso. They look good on us, and they'll look even better on you.
Huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. You directly help us keep the lights on, make bigger shows, and bring more Quest Bros content to life. If you enjoy what we do and want to support the Quest Bros more, please check out our Patreon. And
Who wants a free set of dice? Well, lucky for you, we do a monthly dice giveaway. Thanks to Robin's Nerd Supplies, every month we give away a fresh set of dice just for you being a part of the Quest Bros community. These could be sharp-edged, metal, hollow, or maybe even liquid core. No catch, no nonsense. Just free dice for your next adventure. To enter, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and drop a comment below. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a giveaway or new Quest Bro content.
All right. Let's have a little bit of a deeper conversation.
How deep?
Creative burnout versus creative momentum. Do we ever feel like we will burn out from this? Will it get to a point where it's like, okay, we're hearing the same inside joke every time? Like people are just trying to do the same thing? Because again, remember, improv is different every time, but there might be people that they think they're original, they have this great idea, and now it could be 5 shows, but in 5 different groups of people, but just maybe we get the same joke. Do we get burnt out for it? Do you think will ever get burnt out from it? Or do we have this creative momentum with this improv show that will always keep it fresh and new and never really burn out?
I feel like we're going to run into moments of mild burnout, and that might just be people mimicking or trying to recreate gags that have already happened from previous shows for that one show. But otherwise, things like the solo shows with Funny Bone Mafia, we won't have that much of a problem because those are more self-contained and we don't get a lot of people from the outside shows going to those shows.
Sure.
Which, they should once those come around, by the way. Yeah. But neither here nor there. So I would say we're going to run into not so much burnout, but some snags.
Sure.
To say the least.
well, some
Little
jokes,
bumps in the road.
Some jokes will eventually, I'm sure, kind of like wear out.
Yes.
But the thing is, I actually don't think it'll be as much of a problem as that, though, because there'll always be new shows where new jokes are coming up. And generally, the more recent the joke is, the more like in it is to talk about.
Yes.
So like somebody for like this year's show at like Anime Central will probably talk about this upcoming year's joke next year, the year after.
Right.
Rather than the one from like 3 years ago, more likely than not.
Sure. It might also be whatever memes are just relevant now. I know when
Well,
we did
that's also true.
When we did
Yeah.
the Funny Bone Mafia show, people are trying to make 6-7 jokes.
Right,
during it.
correct.
But
And
like,
that's not going to be in.
No.
this year, it's already going to be done.
Yeah.
Dan's
right.
going to put the kibosh on it.
So no, I don't think that the shows themselves are where the burnout's going to be. I think the burnout's going to more so appear and manifest because we've been to so many conventions that like does get samey. It
Yes.
does, like, even the most well done conventions we've been to this year, it's kind of just like business as usual.
Yeah, we're not
seen
getting
it,
up
we've done it.
at 9 o'clock to start at
Correct.
the beginning. We're getting up and taking our time. I'm going to eat lunch, and now I'm going to go to the con. Now that it's 12:30.
Yeah, correct. We're
On a
not
Saturday.
we're not enjoying the conventions as con goers nearly as much as when we started.
Sure.
And that's just kind of gonna be how it is. But I don't think the shows will ever get necessarily stale.
But honestly, the that issue is really like oh no, my steak is too juicy.
My
Like we go to
lobster.
cons so much that it's just every day for us.
I'd also like to point out that a lot of the conventions that we do go to are repeated conventions.
Yeah.
Like, for this year alone, let's see. The newest one we had had WeebCon, Anime 414, and Colossal Con.
Yeah.
I will say,
So to be fair, don't get me wrong, you are correct. It does feel kind of samey, but
Well, it's the experiences we have with people at the cons that make them memorable.
Yeah.
yes.
yeah, and here's the other thing is some of the things that make it samey is that they all have the same things.
Correct.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it
And the
doesn't
same
really
layouts
and the
or-
same layouts, and it doesn't really matter where you go, they don't feel different. That's why I like to go to the artist alleys and stuff, because those always are different. Those feel different. People have
Yes.
different artwork, different like books that they're writing, things like that.
Different
That's
styles,
what's
mediums.
interesting is like, oh, cool. This is different. I
Instead
go
of
to
seeing the same 3D printing slop that is
Yes.
at every con.
Oh
or
boy,
the- or
another
the
rainbow
same-
dragon from a 3D printer, my favorite.
Or the same thing is like, oh, cool, the lightsaber stand. Oh, cool, the Lego stand. Oh, cool, the comic book stand. It's like, yeah, okay. I've seen these things 1,000 times, and I'm not interested in buying them because I don't want to spend $300 on a lightsaber. But I'm like, I'll go and, oh, this person's selling an entire series that they wrote for like $100. I'm like, sure, I'll buy 12 books for $100. That's the thing that I think is more interesting, and that's why I don't typically get burnt out. And that's also why I don't need to leave at like 9 a.m. in the morning, because I'm not a morning person anyways. So,
But
who
at least,
cares?
what about like the improv shows? Do you, especially you being up on stage as a DM, do you think you will get burnout at some point?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if I start to get burnt out, I mean, then I get rejuvenated by the fans that like it, and then I get re-encouraged by the boys who tell me that was a great show, or hey, it was okay, and this is what we can do to improve, and blah blah blah. And then it's like, oh, cool. Then I just go to sleep and wake up a new person, because the next day is a new day.
Yeah, and I can imagine that as time goes on and like the show gains more notoriety, that it will evolve, we'll experiment with it, we'll try new things. I don't think the show will ever stay just completely the same. I mean, even soon, like we'll be trying some things with the show that'll be really interesting for people who've
Yes.
gone several times.
And that's
now.
kind of the next question, and that leads perfectly into
Yeah.
the next question, actually. And it's, how has the show evolved over the year?
Yeah, and I think this is what prevents the burnout, especially at least like from my perspective. I say the same thing every time. My part is the most repetitive of the show, but it's being able to just have that banter with the audience. It's like
Yes.
it's like if you see those comedy shows where people have that like stage. I can't think of the actual term.
I know what you're talking
Stand-up?
about. No, crowd
Crowd work. Crowd work. So that's where I have to like get myself from not burning out, is doing a lot of crowd work.
Your crowd work is literally going into the crowd.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, and maybe it means more to us because we've done the show a lot, but and they probably don't even remember. But I used to do half of what you do.
Yes.
Yeah. If you look at the oldest improv show that we have on the YouTube channel,
I'm the one who's actually doing.
I don't even know what the hell I did.
In my defense, I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for a lot of the first
Well, our
ones.
first few were like
yeah,
that.
I saw one of the old videos that we have.
But I actually did all. So like Anthony introduced us as Quest Bros, and then he sat down and I like he helped bring people up, and I did the like interview basically part.
Yeah, it's like I did a little bit of what I do now, and then I did more of like what Jared and Michael do.
And we didn't have a limit.
Oh yeah, we actually no. So I didn't even do what Jared and Michael did because I didn't pick people. Everyone, we let everyone come up.
We
who
also
wanted.
didn't,
that too,
We
yeah.
also didn't have a Michael.
Yeah.
We also didn't have Michael.
That's how we really evolved.
But to go back on the point is like how the show has evolved since last year, and again, still creating that creative momentum for me. I'm seeing it a lot now with Anime Milwaukee for 2026, where we have this new opportunity. And I mean, you guys saw it today. I was like, I got to show you guys what I worked on because
Yes.
I got to send it, but also like to make sure
He was
'cause I'm
very excited.
We've got these where they're putting us on the main stage. So we've got big monitors that we can have. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to have visuals. So, I mean, that's one thing from last year. We tested that really at the end of 2025 and are now going to incorporate this more for every show of having visuals, having like ways for people to follow along and they can see the questions and it's easier for them. And it's got graphics. And now if Robin's Nerd Supplies wants to continue to do what we're going to do at Anime Milwaukee, but doing more giveaways and just having that more interaction with people. But then we got to be careful with that because then that extends my part of the show and then it takes away from Dan. And now it's like, cool. Well, luckily we don't do hour shows because also it'd be 30 minutes. But now if I take 45 minutes, Dan now only has 45 minutes because he used to have an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really trying to, that's where it's going to be a little tricky. But other ways too that we have evolved. We are now introducing a new role, which I stole from the 20-Sided Tavern, which is now going to be the Thief. And I think we've now fine-tuned it where we tested it with Funny Bone Mafia. We trialed it at Colossal Con, and now we were like, okay, this is how it'll make it work. And it will be debuting that at Anime Milwaukee.
Yes.
And another way, too, that the show's evolved, which we actually started doing maybe 2 years ago. And this, I don't remember whose idea this was. This might have been your idea, Kelly, which was to switch up the questions. I think it was your idea.
I'll take credit.
She'll take credit. But then Jared helped me come up with those new questions
Yes.
where a lot of people will come to the Friday show and then they'll know the question and then they'll come to the Saturday show and they're like, oh, I already know what the question is. So
Yeah.
I'm going to come with answers ready. So now we're like, let's switch the questions from the day one to day two. So now people don't know. And now maybe people are getting used to it and remembering it. But I think that's also helped in what's been new.
I think it was you. I think you said something in the hotel room when he was practicing. You're like, hey, you should change it up sometime. And he was like, that's actually not a bad idea. And then Jared and I and everyone were like, yeah, we could
Yeah,
change
like
the
asking
question.
the same
And
question.
I
but in a
remember
different
Jared
answer.
coming up with like a bunch of questions. Like he didn't just come up with one; he came up with a bunch of them, and you came up with a bunch of them, and we all picked which ones we liked the most.
Yeah, because I know like Anime Milwaukee, we've had surprisingly, this girl is a genius in the way she does it. She's come up on stage every year for like the past 4 years.
She's
Crazy.
she's like a chameleon, I swear to God.
The fact that she's gotten chosen to even audition 4 times in 4 different years.
which is it is
And
rare.
wins.
It is rare to get chosen multiple times.
And
I can't
I
help it. She's in
swear-
cosplay and a chameleon.
I
No, and that's
swear
the thing,
it's
'cause
not
she-
on purpose.
No, because
No.
her costume is different every year. And so she
It's
looks different every year.
impossible to freaking
if you're
tell.
listening to this, please comment how you're able to do that.
I'm gonna call her out at AMKey this year on the main
Oh,
stage.
yeah, that's
I'm
a
gonna be
great
like,
idea.
"Where are you?
yeah, I
Do
know
not
you're
pick
here.
her.
Do not pick her.
I will say another way we evolved, and this was purely by literal force of nature and accident. We actually got to debut B Team with
Oh yeah,
Anime 414, where I got to open, and it was probably the least enthused crowd ever.
I mean, that's not your fault. The
But
crowd.
it was also a crowd of like 10 people, so not a lot to work.
But it was a
with.
good opportunity to put B team or
Yeah.
B and a half or whatever that was.
It was
trial
it was
run.
it was good to test out, and I can honestly say you do so much shit to like. Can I swear on this?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
We've been
fantastic.
doing way too much of it. It wouldn't matter at this
I
point
know,
if we
but
couldn't.
like I just realized it was just me.
demonetized.
He goes, oh, when Anthony switched over to the bleep button.
I didn't even say anything. But anyway, I realize how much like goes through your mind, how much you have to like both remember your line and also be entertaining.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I was helping you through a lot of that, just like
Yes.
And I watched
like,
it back
there's-
when I was posting it, and even at one point you forgot the sponsor, and then Nicole from the crowd's like, Robert's Art Supplies.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Amazing.
oh, yeah.
like-
Amazing.
I was so focused on
Yeah,
like
because there is a lot that you have to try and remember.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this is a good thing or if it's a bad thing. So back in the day,
Jingle, jingle.
back when I was.
when we
young
did the
boy.
audition
When I was
process,
a young warthog.
I used to say,
You and I went two different ways.
I used to say like, I was like, all right, who wants to hear? So like the fighter, there's like this person. I was like, it was the frosting ass. They would say something about their audition, and I would be like, all right, who wants to hear? Give it up for frosting axe. Give it up for Kids Bop or whatever. And like I would say what it is.
Yep.
And now I don't do that anymore.
now
I
I
just say
notice.
fighter 1, 2, and
Yeah.
3 because
Yes.
it was
It's-
so much to
it's a
try
lot.
to remember.
It's a lot.
It is. It's genuinely like really difficult when you're up there to think of it.
Yes.
But the thing is for the most part, I noticed that by and large the crowd seems like they pick.
They pick when it's said,
Yes.
and they're like,
Correct.
I like that.
Correct. So
Yeah.
for them, it doesn't even matter what the answer was.
No. And then something else I do
Because they've already
too
decided.
is I am always working one step ahead. So I'm here talking about the fighters right now, and we're auditioning the fighters. I'm already thinking, I'm like, okay, I've got to do the magic users next. These are my jokes that I already have planned. This is my example that I'm going to have. And I got to remember that the sponsorship is right after the magic user and right in between. And I can't forget that because that's the perfect spot for it. Which is also now why I'm like, hey, let's do this visual because that will help me a lot
You
more
know,
too.
And then my brain doesn't work like that.
No, and that's the
yeah,
thing,
that's
because
just it. I would be so much more unorganized and just
Yeah.
off the cuff about all this.
yeah, well, and that's why too. It's like a lot of times I don't remember what their answer was. It's like because it doesn't matter to me in the moment because I just need to get it out for the audience.
Oh
They're
yeah,
picking.
You're
Yes.
just you're
I'm
just
not
trying
picking.
to run the show.
I'm
Yeah.
running the show, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop paying attention while everyone is cheering. I'm thinking 4 steps ahead. Okay, the cheering's done. Number 3, cheering. Okay, and now I got to remember that this. Okay, you were louder than this person. Do you look? Was this the same amount of? Yeah,
This is an
what's
interesting
Did we
deep
use
dive
you
into
of-
Anthony's mind that
Yes.
even we don't get to hear all that often.
Here's the funny thing. I have to remember what they are,
You do. Yeah, you do.
right? Because then he gets them,
But at least
and then they come
you're
on
hearing
stage,
it.
and then I have to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like,
and then you're
but
just like,
you're not
what
having
were
to
you?
like
Correct.
do all this.
So
while
while
they're saying
Anthony
it.
is doing that, I'm sitting there. I'm
You're
like,
just like,
frosting
okay,
axe, frosting
okay,
axe,
okay.
frosting axe, frosting axe.
Yeah, I know. It's like I need
Kids
to
Bop, Kids Bop,
as
Kids
they
Bop.
sit down, I need to like pat them on the back and put a post-it note so Dan's behind them and can see what their powers are.
Then they'll get picked, and I'm like, okay, I'll have to remember the warrior is frosting axe, and then magic user comes up, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, warriors this, warriors frosting axe, magic user is taxes again, healer is rocks. And villain is adoption papers.
You know, this is
I'm
this
like-
is an interesting perspective because it almost makes me think, fuck, what would be really useful would be like not actually one, but kind of something like a teleprompter where we have like a fucking TV set up at the back of the fucking room that has the shit that we just type it in.
Yeah, just
in real
all the
time.
roles
or like-
in the back.
So we in football, you
like a-
had like things with like a play card on your
yeah.
wrist. It's just like
I gotta
it's
get a
just
dry erase
whiteboard.
board.
Yeah, it's just
Dry erase board on your arm.
Yeah, just you write it on the back of your hand.
Well, and my handwriting when I rush things is atrocious.
Right.
It's atrocious without that.
Well, because having
Dan's walking out.
okay, we're back. Okay, bye-bye. I love you.
but
No, so I mean, one part
The role of Dan will now be played by.
to even add to more of that, what I used to do, which I stopped doing, and we just found a kind of not a loophole, we just found a solution for it, is that then, cool, everyone come up on stage. Dan is now worrying about the locations. At that same time, then I would go up to each of the persons and I would ask them, what are your pronouns? And I would then have to then report that to Dan while the audience is yelling locations. So now Dan's getting me in his ear, telling him everyone's pronouns. And now the audience is yelling at him, and he's got to pick something from that at the same time. So now we just
Thank
refer to
God he
everyone.
can multitask.
We just refer everyone as is to they, them, because it is
Yeah.
a much safer thing unless they themselves already put themselves saying they're he, she, whatever.
Yeah. I
it's
just
less
started
overstimulating.
doing. I just started doing neutral. I don't even refer to people anymore. Like he, I'm like
Or it's not-
warrior.
Yeah, exactly. We don't
Literally
even
just
refer
point to the
them.
person, you, what you do.
Yeah, and then that was another thing is like people are yelling and I'm trying to like fish out certain ones and I juggle a couple. I'm like, okay, I've heard that 1,000 times. Denny's parking lot.
Yeah, Denny's parking lot.
Waffle House.
Good God.
Waffle
There's-
House.
Maybe that's the running gag.
9/11.
That's
Okay,
going to get
speaking
old.
of-
9/11
speaking
and
of burnout.
Denny's.
Yeah. All these like
I'm like-
really typical answers.
And that's why
for
I try to shout out
location.
different
Choose
locations
an
too.
IHOP for
I
once.
keep
There's
the
always
one
some
I
good
always
ones
keep
in the
trying to yell
crowd,
out that I
though.
think is always a safe one is a pirate ship in a bottle. I feel like if you ever need one, I think we could figure that out. I think that there's something
Pirate
that
ship in a bottle is a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then I've started mixing a couple.
when you mix them together, I think that's what people really like because they're
Yes.
like, oh, again, we taking this idea and putting a twist on it.
So one person's like the Magic School Bus, and then one person's like that guy's ass.
Magic school bus in
was
that
like-
guy's
I was
ass.
like, that's so perfect. Yeah, and I think it actually like makes people like shocked that like the person that screamed that dude's ass, he was like like one of the people in the back,
Yes.
right? And the person that screamed the Magic School Bus was somewhere in the middle to the left. And it's like they don't think I can hear them.
No.
I can hear you.
I
Yes,
think
you
that
can.
guy's ass guy got like you caught when it was in a bit of a lull. And like people were like, oh, I think they're choosing now.
Well, because sometimes
quiet.
it'll die down and then it comes right back up.
Yeah.
So it's
And
just
then
like
you
just let them kind of tire themselves out.
And then you just hear that guy's ass.
Yeah, that came through perfectly.
Yeah, but no,
I'm sorry for when I yelled your mom's house and that it was actually picked.
Yeah, because wasn't it?
that was Amki 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, no, and I think the rough part was is they're like, oh, this is gonna be the worst show you've ever done. And
No,
then
it
it was
wasn't.
horrific.
I mean, usually when people say that, it's not actually the case.
No.
No, it was definitely not the worst show we've ever done. But that being said, I mean, I think like people get almost starstruck when I'm able to like pick out, because then it's not only that person that called it out, the Magic School Bus or that dude's ass or the Denny's parking lot or the Twin Towers or the McDonald's in the Pentagon. It's not only like those people who like said it, but it's the people around them that heard them say it. And they're like, I can't believe he heard that. And they get shocked by it. And it's kind of funny. It's like, yeah.
It's honestly kind of.
Yeah, I mean, he did. He dumped his eye stat so that he can have good hearing.
Yes.
My eyes.
Eyes wide shut. It kind of fits in with the next part of the deep conversation. Will we ever get bored doing these? I feel like we won't.
It would depend on like you get what you put in,
Yes.
right? You get out what you put in, and if I wanted to, I could have just shot myself in the foot, and I could have picked Denny's parking lot every single time it's ever been said, every single time, and we could do Denny's parking lot every single time.
If it gets
And-
boring, it's our fault.
Yes.
correct. Well, it
is. I mean,
It's-
partially our fault.
it-
partially our
50-50.
fault. Remember, if the show is bad, it's
It's
your
your
fault. No,
But if we're not able to make it interesting and fun, then we're not doing our job.
correct, and that is part of the reason it's been so successful is because we make the show likable, enjoyable. When you guys go out and you're dressed up as
Whatever.
Naked Snake and you're dressed up as Austin Powers, people love that. They love that you guys are cosplaying. You go out there and they make jokes. You know, they make it fun by making jokes with you and for you and whatever when they're coming up to get picked and everything. That is part of that experience. Then they get on stage and they're with Anthony, and Anthony is working the crowd and working them, working the crowd and working them. And then it's like they're up they say something. They're like, hey, frosting acts. And they're like, everyone's like, oh my God, diabetes. Yeah. And it's like, you're cheering for diabetes right now. Just want you to know that. They get picked anyways because we're making fun of them. And then now they're on stage. And not only are they on stage, they're forever a part of our community like a monster.
Yeah.
It's just absorbing them.
Get loved,
As long as we
idiot.
keep creating those core memories for people,
Yes.
like we'll never get bored of it.
No.
And I look forward to the inside jokes and everything that's going to come from the next year, the years to come.
And that's
So
why
long
it'll
as
never
we-
get boring because we
Yes.
won't let it get boring.
So long as we inject a bit of depravity and whimsy into our
Oh,
shows.
they bring the depravity.
Yes.
They do that well on
but
their
we
own.
also help feed into the depravity a little, so it's kind of our fault as well.
Yeah.
But we also inject the whimsy, so
I will.
it
I will-
balances out.
I will do my.
We're basically the Fae. We're depraved and whimsical.
I will do my best to never pick the same place.
Sure.
Yes, you
and
do.
Then once you start combining them too,
Yes.
then the possibilities are infinite. And we will do our best to try and not pick the same people.
Except for
God.
accidentally that
Yeah.
one chameleon cosplayer,
I
whoever
can't
you
even
are.
say that because there are a couple people that
There
have,
are a couple
Yes.
people
Yes.
that have gone up multiple times.
and that
Correct.
we have grown such close connections with that I'm like, hey, you've been again our Arabian Night, Mayani, I think is his name.
I
don't-
never
he-
actually learned his
I have
real
him
name.
on Facebook. He doesn't have a normal pronouncing name, so it's difficult for me.
I
I
just know him by
apologize
his
if you're
handle.
listening to this, but I know his tag is the Arabian Night, so I usually refer to him as such because it's easier. But everyone knows who he is if you've come to our show. He's in full plate armor.
Yes.
And he has been at our show since day one. He found us at Anime Milwaukee and then has stayed with us through Anime Magic, Colossal. No, he wasn't at Colossal Con.
No.
But Fan Expo.
That was a different guy.
But any show that he could be at,
yeah.
Yes.
he was.
He was, yes. And there's even times where he couldn't come to a show and he will message me on Facebook or Instagram because I've added him now. And he's like, hey, sorry, I couldn't make your show. I was at EroticCon instead. And I was like, oh my God. But
The
thanks for telling me.
photos.
But the fact that he has,
I'm just looking over at Kelly.
Kelly's her face.
There are
Oh,
words that
Lord.
wish to be shared, just not while they're
My-
recorded.
My lord.
the fact
What a
though that
story.
he,
It's like, Kelly, what would you like to say? Oh, that's really nice of you to add.
I don't think you can say that last one anywhere.
Yeah,
I think
Kelly,
you
you
just
can't
broke an
say that.
international law.
but so the fact that he has been with us for so long that I tell him, I'm like, hey, I will at least let you audition for
And
one
that's the
role.
thing.
I won't
One
let you
show,
get
one
the
role.
role. I will at least give you a
Right.
chance to have the role.
We never rig the game so that anybody can just get
No.
it.
Unless you're a celebrity, then you will
Because
get
here's
it.
the thing, even if
Or you
we,
pay us a lot.
even if we bring a long-term fan up to audition, the only reason they're on stage is because the crowd loved the answer enough to
Yeah,
pick.
correct.
Yes.
Exactly.
So which is why I don't have so much because normally I would be like, yeah, we probably shouldn't bring them up every single time.
Yeah, and we will say one
But-
role, one show.
Yes.
But the crowd still picks
Them.
nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yes.
and they help make a great show.
And we've never, ever have fudged the audience cheering for someone.
No, God,
Right.
no. We
And that will
tried-
never
the
happen.
audience has 100% always chosen who comes up on stage.
Yes.
it has
Correct.
never been
The
rigged.
only time I think that it's ever been like a question as far as the crowd cheering for who's getting picked is when it's literally so close we can't tell and then we roll.
And then
Yes.
and then that's why
And
too.
then
Again,
it's up to
not
fate.
It's literally fate.
But that's also part of D&D.
Yes.
And that's why it's such a good tiebreaker.
Yeah,
And
it's
another
absolutely
thing too for these roles that like if I bring an extra person on, say we're auditioning 4 roles for each person. I will be like, all right, we're still gonna get 4, and you will be my 5th person. So it's not even someone is losing an opportunity.
Correct.
For it too. So like literally it stays fair as long as possible. And even like at Colossal Con, our friend Simon, who was the wizard at Anime Central and was the clown at ColossalCon this year. He has said to us at ColossalCon, where he's like, hey, he came to one, he had a great time, he was up there. He's like, hey, I'm not going to come the next day because I know I'm a big personality and that I don't want to take that away from someone. I had my time, I had my fun, and it was great, and I want to make sure somebody else can have that as well. And I was like,
that's
what
real
a
shit.
fucking guy.
I
Real
love how
shit.
self-aware our fans are. That's we love our clown king.
Yes, our self-aware king.
Yeah, we love when our fans and our audience members are so self-aware where they're like they'll be disappointed if their joke doesn't get chosen, but 9 times out of 10 they're still sticking around to watch the rest of the show because they're like, okay, now I got to see where this goes.
Yeah, right. They were better than me, so the show's going to be great. So
Yeah.
All right, some other questions. Looking ahead to the future now, what does success look like for Improv D&D in 2026?
Dan is
He's pulling up the numbers.
He's pulling out the chart. He has a piece of paper.
Suspense, drum roll.
This is now turned into
8 different conventions
Instead of
7.
Okay.
16 shows instead of 14. 28 hours.
instead of 24 hours.
Yeah, so 24. 2 solo, 3K total audience with the average attendance of roughly
Probably 350.
like 350, 4.
I'm fine with the convention number staying the same, the show number staying the same, even the hours. Honestly, the solo shows, I could give or take if we do those again this year. If we're doing a lot of other shows, I'd be fine if we don't do them. But I also enjoy doing them at the same time. For me, I always like having the big attendance. I think this isn't going to just go to 3,000. I would love to see this double for 4,000.
4,000.
And I think just Anime Milwaukee, it's honestly, it could happen.
I think another thing is actually getting invited out to a bigger convention.
Correct.
So getting flown out to Texas and doing WeebCon, or getting flown out to New York and doing Comic-Con.
For just this year though, I think like success for me looks like is kind of like what we're getting with Anime Milwaukee when they're like, hey, let's have you as a main program.
Yes.
See,
And just being looked at no longer as a fan panel and being looked at as
guests?
a guest panel.
See, that would be nice to say, but we already have that.
Yeah, no, and I'm saying what I want
For all
this
the
year is
conventions.
more.
Yeah,
I want
was
to
gonna
see
say,
that
'cause,
happen
like,
a little bit more.
For instance, if we got the treatment that we got this past year from WeebCon, and now with Amkey, so we're at least getting for sure one this year so far.
But yeah,
If we get that for 3 cons this year,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
like say we get it for Fan Expo and WeebCon Texas,
Because we're
3
not
times,
we're not
great.
probably going to get it for every single con where we get main stage and they're basically rolling out a red carpet for us. But if we can get at least 3 or 4, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I think getting flown out, or even just having the opportunity to do one of like the big 3 conventions in the country, it would be pretty fucking stonked.
Yeah,
Be pretty cool.
And I think it would be cool to have a show where we do have like 2,000 people in
Yeah.
the audience, a really fucking big show.
maybe even what success might look like for this year could be finally being able to do a celebrity.
I was just thinking that.
and it's one of those things where I think it's completely doable on our end.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just the logistic sides of the cons that need to make it happen.
Correct.
We have good enough
What
require.
am I more nervous to do? A show in front of 2,000 strangers or a show with celebrities?
It
It depends on the celebrity.
It is definitely going to be with the
It
celebrities.
definitely depends on the celebrities.
Because I mean, if it's the Konosuba cast,
Nobody.
I would not be actually nervous at all to do it with those
They
people.
were so
Exactly.
chill.
It will depend if it's a voice actor or if it is a like
Celebrity.
Actor.
like a camera celebrity. And, it depends on
celebrity,
who it is, but then it also depends on their knowledge and comfortability with Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. So I was just about to say they are not going to. No celebrity is going to agree unless they're totally down to clown.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't. I really wouldn't worry. They're not going to just shove some random actor or actress up there who has no fucking idea who we are or what we're doing. Like I'm sure that whoever we have will be very enthusiastic to be a
And
part
for our first celebrity guest, it's Matthew Mercer.
So
He will judge
I
you
would-
harshly.
I was actually gonna say it would be really funny because if we got celebrities that I'm not starstruck over, like Matthew Mercer, because that would be so easy for me because I would just be casually like, all right, let's run this show.
And meanwhile, Anthony and I are like, look at his shadow.
I mean, it would be wild in like a holy fucking shit. I like know this guy, but like the thing is, and the reason why I didn't struggle with any of the stuff that we did at WeebCon with the celebrities is because I don't idolize celebrities. Period. It does not matter who they are. I would not be nervous talking to any of them.
Sure.
Yes, your mentality is very, oh, cool. Anyways.
Yeah, it's more like, ooh, a butterfly.
Yeah.
I will say if Ryan Reynolds came up dressed up as Deadpool to play the villain during one of our
Oh my
improv shows, I don't know if I could do it.
That would be so
Your parents
fun.
are already off.
I would lose my mind.
Well, here's the thing too,
And it's not that I, like, idolize him. It's just, like, I would be so, like,
it would make it so
Yeah.
easy for you. He would just be so happy to be a part of it. He would just be taking the reins right out of your hands, all gentle and soft.
That's the thing. He would be.
you wouldn't even
I
notice.
think it'd be too hard to work with him. I think he'd be too chaotic.
No, I really don't think he would. I honestly
it'd be a lot of fun.
I
It would
think,
be.
I think he would adjust his speed to you, Dan.
I would hope so.
Which would
'Cause he's an
suck because
actor.
I would
He's
be freaking out.
Well, okay, if okay, kind of similar to how you were describing how when like you were waiting to fill in the gaps when we were doing the celebrity Q&As. Like you were standing there as backup to kind of jump in and fill the gaps, fill the voids or whatever. I feel like if a celebrity, because they're all going to be actors, no matter what, it's going to be an actor. They're going to notice when you're hitting a dead spot or something like that. And because of their improvisational skills, they will jump in because that's their job.
Well,
Like,
and
it's what
something-
they fucking live for.
And something to note too, which might make it a little bit difficult. We've always talked about if we do an improv show with a celebrity,
Yeah.
we won't have guests from the audience for the celebrity safety. We
Yeah,
will
probably
put
not.
us
It would
on
be us.
stage.
Yeah.
And so now that's going to be something that we've done it up maybe once or twice, but it's going to be a little tricky.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go fucking wild with it.
But again, I mean,
Behold.
we're not. I don't expect us to get a super quadruple A-list celebrity
and
this
it's
year.
fine. It does not matter.
Yeah.
to
But
be
again-
honest, it never has to be that.
No, I'm saying again to the question, what does success look like?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think like that's something that will happen this
At least
year.
a voice actor.
Yeah, I think if anything, it would be a voice actor that we'd get this if we
likely.
can get it.
Yeah.
but again, I
Triple
don't know.
A-listed voice actor.
Was there?
Whoops, we got
what else?
Amelie.
Yeah, no kidding.
What else does success look like for everyone this year?
A lot of people
Well-
already struck the notes that I was going to say,
Well,
so it's like, I don't know
there-
where to
there
go from
kind
this.
There kind of is like, and we kind of have already touched on it, but like there's the business aspect of it. Like, because we're talking a lot about like things related to the show, but there's also just the thing of like, okay, well, it would be nice if we got a convention that was like not just willing to just fly us out or to comp our stuff, but to actually be like, hey, here's actual money for doing the show,
Yeah.
which is generally not something we insist on. But I would fucking love that. If any of them are even willing to do that in the first place, I'm like, I'm taking that as a fucking win
It'd be nice.
and going home. I'm cashing it at the bank,
Dan, you have thoughts. I can tell.
I can't say mine.
Well,
Anthony, be ready to
okay,
beep.
okay, I'm a little concerned
I guess I'll save
now.
it for after.
That's for the Patreon.
So, what
folks.
changes do we see that might be happening this year?
Well, we're probably going to be switching from just fan
Fans to guests.
panelists
Yeah, I
to
mean that's
guests.
going to be the biggest.
Oh yeah,
change.
we're basically going from volunteer to professional.
Yeah, we're going corpo.
Yeah, I mean,
without
even from
actually
our
going
side,
corpo.
we're coming out of that fan panel perspective and now becoming to look more as like a
Did
feature.
I do another transition without realizing that I did another transition?
Kind of.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is changed. We've talked about too introducing that new thief role and having the the visuals on stage too. Those are some changes. I mean, a lot of the changes are going to be happening right away at the beginning, especially with Anime Milwaukee.
Yes.
It's a lot of it is going to happen right there. And we'll see if we have the opportunity to continue those changes throughout the rest of the year and with the future shows.
And even some more changes that might happen are more conventions that we potentially will go to.
Yeah, or just different conventions.
Well,
And different
because
conventions.
now we can say to every con that we apply to from here on out, hey, we literally are doing, or if it's after, have done opening ceremony and a main stage event for Anime Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's a fucking strong opening line.
I mean, we literally
here's the
put that
thing.
we've performed in a stadium before.
This will be our second. I'm gonna throw out some statistics here. This will be our second opening ceremony that we've ever done.
Yes.
This will be our third main stage we've ever done. This will be our. We've also done it in a stadium,
Yes.
and we've done it multiple years, like 6 years, and have reached probably close to 10,000 people.
Kelly was confused.
Lore drop.
Kelly was confused.
Yeah, it was
the
in Indianapolis.
Yeah, we did
it was like a conference
we did
center.
it in, it was in the
co-
football stadium
Yes.
at Gen Con. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no,
He
we're
said we done it in a stadium.
It's not incorrect.
Without me.
Bold of you to assume I have sex. Anyways.
Wow. Anyway.
Oh. I'm caught up now.
but we have a lot of stats behind us to defend and support what we do and that we
Oh,
can.
and
Yes.
we've done celebrity stuff.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, and not just
shows.
done celebrity stuff.
Double
like,
checking your math.
That was like successfully done.
Yes.
All of it too.
And which we've gotten high praise from both the convention, the people running it, and the celebrities
Yes.
themselves.
Yeah.
And the fans themselves.
And the fans.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Yes. That's why you saved it for last.
Correct.
Yeah, like it.
I
Like
totally
those,
wasn't forgetting them.
I saved you.
All right. Last question then is what excites you or scares you about our growth for the future?
Just being approached randomly on the street and I'm just caught off guard completely and they know so much about me and I'm just like, who the fuck are you? And I have that look on my face. But also, what excites me is just being able to go across country for this kind of panel.
To expand our
Expand our horizons and also just meet new people, which also scares me with the aforementioned being blindsided by a fan.
Yeah, I mean, community has always been a big part for me for this, just Quest Bros in general. So being able to build that community is honestly what excites me the most. Having those people join the Discord and just talking and to each other. I love, this is one of my favorite things is in the Discord and people are just talking to each other. And it's like, wow, we created this community
Yeah.
that people are finding similar interests with each other and they're able to talk and have these conversations. And I'm just like watching over like a proud dad of like all these kids just having fun together. And
We literally made a new channel because people were requesting it
Yeah.
purely to talk about books they
Books,
were reading.
yeah.
And it's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So anything like that, really, I love when people come up to me and they talk to me. They just say, "Hey, had a great time. I love the show. Hey, it's the Quest Bros." Like we all know it's the inside joke. And anytime someone says that, how much energy it fills me with.
It makes his day.
It
Yes.
really makes my day, and you'll hear me talk about it for the next 3 hours.
He literally floats 3 inches off the ground.
hours? You're talking about it now, and we haven't been to a convention in like a month.
He literally floats 3 inches off the ground. We don't know how he does it. It's weird. Do it more. It's funny.
But I mean, what scares me is more just like I don't even know how to word it. I don't know. What I want to say is like doing too much, where it's like when it gets to the point where it's like,
my steak is too juicy.
My lobster too buttery.
yeah. Well, and then it comes to, I'm scared too. It's like, is there, when it gets to the point with my schedule and like I can't be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Now that's I feel that.
And I have huge FOMO. Like you guys could go and do a show without me, but like I know there's already looking at the like towards the end of this year, I have already a work conflict with Colossal Con, and I'm like, well, I'd like to be there, not to be there so I can do it, but like I don't want to miss out on that.
Right.
The one that I did miss out on, I was like, damn, that sucked.
Didn't you also like miss being at a wedding too?
Yeah, like I missed a wedding for even some of these shows too. So like,
Commitment.
Yes. He's committed to us, not the wedding. It's not his wedding.
I can't
By
wait
30%.
when Jared's getting married and Jared's like, oh, I set it up for March 12th. And Anthony's like, we have a con.
Fucking cancel it.
Cancel your wedding.
No, but it's not even that.
Sorry,
And then,
of
future
course,
wife.
we have to fucking cancel our whole thing because we're not missing Jared's wedding. Are you kidding?
No, see,
You're
that's-
part
that-
of the wedding. What
at
are you
that point-
talking about?
Well,
It's
that's
not
what I'm
even-
saying.
It's not even about missing the con. It's about missing this experience with all of you,
Yeah.
and not
I
being
getcha.
able to talk about it, relive it, and it's that fear of missing out. That's what I am scared of.
'Cause
Is
then-
missing out on things.
Because then what are you going to talk about when we have these podcasts
Exactly.
every 5 months?
You tell me I have to watch the recording.
That's boring.
That's it. That improv show is like an hour long.
Anthony
That's
would
homework.
be on a like no joke really upset if he would have missed Colossal Con this year because that whole opposite day show he would have been like, no, it should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
Oh, but what else? What else are people excited or scared for?
Matt.
Matthew?
Speak into the mic.
Speak, Matthew.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Why am I being pointed at?
Excited, scared.
I don't know what excites me. I haven't thought about it too much. I'm not gonna lie.
What a lie.
But,
What a killer line. Oh my God. I don't know.
The scary part is the
That's all
business
right.
side of
We'll-
things.
we'll find-
I
we'll
just
find
don't want to
something
run
that
into any
excites
kind
you.
of legal troubles with the state.
Sure, for when it comes to the business side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as we do grow and start to do a little bit more. Yeah, that is also true. That part does scare me. Making sure we get things, done in time,
Done correctly.
and done correctly. Also, I'm always scared too of delegating because I have troubles delegating. So just making sure you guys are on top of everything, and me as my role in the company is just making sure everyone is doing everything they need to. And it scares me then that I have to sometimes get on your guys' ass. It's like, hey, I need you to do this. Of course, I don't like to
No,
be
I getcha.
Have no
the bad
fear
guy.
because I'm insane.
or do stuff like that, but I know I'm gonna have to do it, and I always have to tell myself this isn't personal. We're all in this together, and we all gotta pull our weight. So just stuff like that also scares me.
Anthony, I'm going to crash out.
Yeah, I know.
Go.
Oh my God. He asked me to do something completely reasonable. I'm going to crash out.
Oh no, he asked me to do my job. Guess I won't. Like what?
Sorry, having a little fun at your expense.
No, you're good, you're good.
Anyway, Dan, got any thoughts?
I think the same thing both excites and scares me, and it is going to be inevitably when we become almost like sub-celebrity level.
Sure.
And I just don't know. It's exciting to think that like there eventually will be a point where it's like we'll walk through the con hall and people will want to say hi and take our pictures somewhat consistently, or they'll just kind of do what they do with some of the other voice actors now, and they just kind of wave and or just stare like, oh my God, and hearing them be like, that's them, and not wanting to like interrupt them.
Yeah.
And I think some of the thing that scares me is I don't know mentally where I will be at with all of that.
Yeah, I know. Like Markiplier has said, like
Yeah.
some of like his like the worst thing about getting as big as he was is that he became too big for his community and he couldn't connect with them anymore.
Well,
And honestly, that is a fear I have, and it's kind of similar to what you get to, where it's like we're getting almost too big to keep up with everything. Because like all the comments in the Discord, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I will respond to every single person as long as it's something worth commenting to. Someone's just like, nice. Even then, I'll still be like, thanks for watching. But like once it gets to a point where it's like I can't we can't keep up with this. We
Yeah,
can't.
there's a tipping point for
Yeah.
that eventually.
I mean,
yeah.
again, that's my lobster's too buttery, my chicken's too crispy.
Yeah, but it's a phenomenon. Like,
but
happens.
it is, it is still something that's in the back of the mind where it's like, hey, it is a little.
It is a fair fear to have. Yes.
Well, and then it's also like then dealing with the imposter syndrome or the just like in general, just being like, should I like be this successful right now? Like,
Well, and I think a good thing that has kept us a little bit humble. I know we talk a lot of shit, but we're proud of what we do. I'll say that.
We talk a lot of shit, and we will probably continue to talk a lot of
But
shit.
something that I think helps us stay humble is we know, and again, we'll talk about this when we have our paneling 101, is like we didn't just get lucky and just all of a sudden blew up. This took years of us slowly growing.
When somebody finally
I'd love to
hears
wake up tomorrow and multiply our subscriber count by like 1,000.
Yeah,
could happen. When it does, it'll be like out of nowhere, and it'll just be
because there's once when we went to a convention, I don't remember the name of the convention, but there was a guy there who was about like, he was a YouTuber and he talked about like, hey, how to get into YouTube, how to make it into YouTube. And people were there, they were like, I've got 20 subscribers, I've got 100. And we were there and we were like, okay, yeah, we've got like 60 or like maybe we had like 150 subscribers. And we were asking him kind of like how he got there, his questions, and his thing was like, the guy had 150,000. Yeah, so he had a good following.
He had a good following.
Enough that I was going to listen to him.
And what Anthony says next absolutely pissed me off, made me want to punch the guy.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, how did you get to where you are? And he's like, well, I just one day overnight things just blew up.
and sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, and I was like,
you'll be working at something, you'll be at 40 viewers for like 6 fucking years, and then some magic thing happens, and now you're like tens of thousands of people.
That's not what he did though. He said,
Oh, okay.
he had been doing YouTube for like a year. And he said,
okay, so one of the really lucky ones got it.
And he said, well, what I did was I went and I did something new that hasn't been done yet, which isn't true. He went and found packs that people would hide for Pokemon, found packs that people would hide, and he opened those instead. And that's the video. Overnight, he went from maybe 100 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers. And he went... And sometimes he's like, really, the thing that's gonna change your life is getting lucky. And it's like
that's not encouraging.
That doesn't help us at all. He's
it's kind of true though.
He's like, the only thing I can say is do something unique and get lucky. I was like,
there's always luck.
I mean,
what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, to be fair, we are doing something kind of unique with
we're doing something unique.
Yeah, we are doing something unique, but it took us a while to polish it and get there. And it's still not really blowing up. At least online, at the conventions, it's doing really well. But it's not something people will watch.
Well, let me put it this way. A good example of the luck thing sort of manifesting was what happened with WeebCon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say, we are not...
We're not unlucky.
Yeah, we're not unlucky. We do have some moments where it's like, oh, that was a lucky moment, like WeebCon. But there are moments, too, where it's like, okay, no, we worked hard to get to where we're at.
Correct. Yeah, and WeebCon was a lucky moment, but we worked very hard to get that big.
That didn't happen in the first year.
No,
that happened
correct.
5 years in.
To get that big of a room that drew that kind of attention, to have all those people, to have the backing to get all those people to come in.
And it wasn't really luck that got us to ASIN or C2E2 or what kept us for them to come back to us with WeebCon.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing about that is it also isn't luck that many people came and saw that show. We literally spent all morning and afternoon carrying a sign around, promoting, giving out cards, giving out little handout things, and it's one of those things that it's like part of the reason our shows do so well is because we do all that extra stuff prior. Because when you go to a convention, you sit there and you scratch your head and you're like, man, what the heck do we want to do? And we sit there and we look at the itinerary for like an hour. If someone came up to me and Anthony while we were looking at the itinerary, gave us a handout to go to a show, guess what I'm checking out?
The handout.
I'm probably going to check out the handout if it is even remotely interesting. And that's the thing, that it's like there's a lot of luck that goes into it. Sure, maybe, but we've done a ton of work for this. And that's the kind of stuff, like wearing that sign, designing the sign, carrying it around, and then doing the pamphlets, carrying those around, handing them to people, talking to people.
Well, it's one of those things where the main delineation between what that guy had and what we have. Okay, so like for instance, just in the first place, how much does it take for you to leave your house, go physically to a place, and watch anything? And like, let's say it's not like at a cinema. Like, how much would it take to get you to go somewhere? For most people, it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I consider it highly flattering that anybody would take time to come physically see one of our shows.
Yeah.
Let alone at a convention when there's
Let
50
alone-
other things they could do.
Correct. Right. The kind of what I'm saying. So like, yes, we might not have as much online presence because that guy's presence is exclusively online. Nobody would ever go to see something that guy had just out in the real world.
I'm not going to go and
can't.
watch a live unboxing video.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Unless you're at a trading card.
yeah, unless it's
Correct.
at a trading card game. And even then, the live unboxing video I'm going to be doing is myself
what I'm
unboxing
trying-
the thing that I bought.
What I'm trying to
Like-
say is it's not the same.
Yeah.
It is actually kind of insane to think about the fact that, because there are those videos that YouTubers, Twitch streamers, etc., go off and they have like meet and greets at conventions and like nobody shows up.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where like, I mean, we're just doing it, and we had like, I don't know, 30 people come and say hi and hang out with us. And it's kind of crazy that there's such a huge dynamic shift between these people who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers online and us who has maybe a following of 1,000 or
1,200
2,000 people that come to see our shows at the conventions. Sure. And yeah, I mean, eventually it's going to be like, I mean, if it keeps up, I mean, it makes me think about like that guy at Anime Central or whatever, when I'm talking to the guy trying to buy something and all those people are coming up. That happened like 5 times throughout that whole thing. And that I don't see that happening to other people. Yeah. And it's only going to get better and scarier, you know? Yeah. So, and that's just
because
where I'm
the
at.
thing is because of the nature of what we're doing, our reputation metric isn't as clear as our subscriber count. It's just not. More people probably know about us than even our attendance numbers.
It's more word of mouth than it is through actual statistics.
Correct. So like a lot of it is not trackable. Like you can't know how many people are going to come up and talk to you because you've got nothing. You've got something to go on with that piece of paper in front of you, but it's still not like the fact that you are being talked to 5 different times in like 30 minutes while you're at a merchant booth at a convention. Like, okay, well, to your point, how many people are showing up even for the celebrity guest like autograph lines in a lot of these conventions? Sometimes it's really not that many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can range from like 5 people to 50.
But
yeah. So is there any?
considering I think I'm the only person that didn't answer the last question.
Oh, yes.
What excites
We'll
me?
try to wrap.
Man, I'm so afraid of us just getting too successful. Just having our.
Oh yeah, Kelly, you are? Why?
Because I worry about your guys' mental health, and I know that that'll take its toll. Not only that, if you guys feel too high and I can't humble you, you guys might do something to hurt yourselves. And since like through online or whatever,
Yeah,
if I
see.
can't prevent that. Gonna be
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
that's some real shit right there about people having celebrity egos. Yeah. I mean, it's genuinely something to be kind of concerned about. However, I don't know. Personally, I don't think anybody here is ever gonna get so conceited that like, oh yeah, we're like fucking hot shit. We're famous. fuck you.
You hear this bitch?
I was
Does he
gonna
not
say
know who we are?
Yeah, right. I
That's
just
literally a joke I love to do with Anthony because, like,
I think Anthony and I had that. Anyway,
but no,
continue.
honestly, no. I'm not too terribly concerned about anything in particular at this point. Just because, as far as I can tell, we're moving in the right directions. I think everybody's got a pretty reasonable head on their shoulders about most of the things. I've kind of already talked about what I'm excited about. So I mean, yeah, I'm really dauntless about the whole thing.
Yeah, we're very open too. So if you ever see us again in person, come talk to us. We'll talk to you about this too. If you're interested, again, Anime Milwaukee will be hosting Paneling 101. We'll be giving our story and giving tips about how you can maybe do something similar yourself. And we'd love to see where people can go.
Yes.
But all right, I think it's time to wrap it up. This has been Side Quests, a Quest Bros podcast, part 2 of our Improv D&D 2025 reflection. Looking a lot more towards 2026 for this. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I know a lot of people like hearing our thoughts on this. But yeah, thank you, everyone, for being a part of the community, being an adventurer, joining the quest. Thank you to all my Quest Bros for helping make this dream a reality.
Yeah, you
And
can't see the
Yes.
heart sign I'm making with my
Yeah.
hands, but kawaii desu.
I'm doing the
or something.
K-pop thing where it's
Yeah, the
just half the
K-pop
heart
one,
on my face.
yeah.
but
little-
No,
yes.
the other thing, Kelly.
The little pinched heart.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for listening and being a part of the quest. Thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon and sponsors us. And we will catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.